volunteer divers, which means they don't get paid. They just come in and do this because it's fun. Our divers are here about every 2 weeks. So the divers that are here today will be here 2 weeks from today. And we have a rotation like that, about 100 divers. They all come in and do all this stuff for us for free. Now, as you can see, the animals know it's time to eat because this happens every day. So we're going to help these guys out whenever we can, make sure they don't get dive bombs. But as you can see, Dennis over here is being covered in cow-nose rays. These are the rays that have little wings. They're called cow-nose stingrays. There's 4 types of stingrays in here. This one here is the rough-tail, the big black rough-tail. See that? She's the biggest one. She hardly ever comes over here, so it's good that you saw her. There are 2 smaller ones. And that's the big one. The big one, she's a big female. She's 7 feet across and 12 feet long. She's very big. Big stingray. We have the different stingrays. Like I said, these are the cow-nose rays. The round ones, there's a few sliding on the rocks. Let's see if we can see any of them. There's a couple down there. There's a little bit hectic in here. A little hectic, yeah. I'm trying to point everybody out here. The rounder stingrays are southern stingrays. They will look more like traditionally you think of a stingray. That's kind number 3. And the 4th kind, we have one pelagic stingray in here who showed up a little earlier. She'll probably be back. She's very thick, very gray. She has a stubby tail. We only have one of them. She's in here somewhere. And she's somebody else our divers have to kind of watch out for, just because she has sort of a powerful bite. And they don't bite to hurt, they bite because they say, I'm over here to give you some food. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, she surprised me a little bit earlier.
Is he a bit beautiful earlier? So let's see. What can we talk about here? So you're feeding, and feeding the animals is part of the volunteer diver, your jobs during the course of the day, right?
Yes, it is.
And you guys, what else do you do?
Every morning we usually come in, we cut up all the bait. We also do basic maintenance in the tanks. We clean certain sections of holes.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff is what we
Obviously, you got some green and bubbly too. See, these guys.
1 second to rearrange myself.
That's fine. These guys come in and it's their job to chop up all the fish in the morning. The fish is shipped here from a seafood company. It's our restaurant quality food. Comes in a big frozen block, and we chop it up. And since there is some vitamin loss in the freezing process, we give them some vitamins, supplements, and things. You guys chop it up in the morning, and then they come in and feed. We're just going to watch these guys run around. That's fun. Yeah. Were they fed earlier?
Yeah.
They were? Oh, they're still coming over. What you're seeing right now is part 2 of a 4-part feeding. So part number 1 is we feed the sea turtles first. We feed them broccoli and lettuce and things like that, because turtles normally at this stage in their life would be vegetarians, because turtles that are this big are too big to catch fish. They're too slow, they can't catch them. So they really just eat seagrasses, things like that. To make sure they still get their greens, we feed them lettuce and broccoli and things in the back of the tank first. The reason we do that is so they stay over there and stay away from our divers. But as you can see, that doesn't work, because they always come over here. They still like to eat fish because the fish that we're feeding them isn't going anywhere. It's chopped up, so they still want to eat it. So they still provide for a snack. So part 1 is feeding the turtles in the back. Part 2 is this feeding right now for all the mid-level feeders, all the cow-nose rays, the turtles that come by, etc., etc. Part 3 is, and I can't quite see it from my angle, we can't see that pole sticking down in the water right there? You guys up in the back, can you see? There's a metal pole in the water right there. That is for our shark rays. Our 2 shark rays eat separately. They like to eat blue crabs, the same kind of crabs that we eat. And we pole feed them. That's the same way we feed the sharks. We feed the food at the end of a 20-foot long steel pole. We stick the pole way down in the water, and we feed them individually. We do that for the shark rays because we don't want to hand feed the shark rays because they're going to get kind of big. And we don't hand feed the sharks for obvious reasons. We just pole feed the sharks. So that's part 3. Part 4 is, after this feeding is done, they're going to take about 40 pounds of food in big buckets and dump it over the surface of the water. And that's for all the surface feeding fighting. We have, we acclimate them to everything. We have a separate tank attached to this tank where we get them used to the water and everything, and then we open a little hatch and they can come in. But most of them are from the ocean. It is true that some of our animals, I'm not sure which ones, shipment-wise, just basically in tanks that can be put on trucks and things like that. So,
Very noisy today.
You guys okay now? I'm concerned for you now. Good to go. Good question. How old is the big stingray? How much does it weigh? I think the big stingray weighs somewhere between 200 and 300 pounds. We don't know how old it is just because it came from the ocean. So they're born, so we're not really sure how old it is. How warm is the water? Divers are, of course, wearing the wetsuits just because you get much colder in water than you do in air. So it keeps the toasty just a little while longer. Watch your head. Did you get dive bomb today?
Yeah, I noticed.
Any other questions? Well, if you think of anything, you can come on down and ask me. I'll probably answer it for you. For now, I think the divers deserve a nice round of applause for
really fun.
आजकल तेरे मेरे प्यार के चर्चे हर ज़बान पर सबको मालूम है और सबको खबर हो गई। आजकल तेरे मेरे प्यार के चर्चे हर ज़बान पर
आंगड़ी देखा ना लोकल साइज में खबर
એનું નામ શું છે તો લો ક્લુ નંબર 4 કોણ છે એલ છે એલ ગાર્ડન
પહેલા છે ને આખો આમ અંદરથી નીકળતો એ લેવાનું અને બોલાવું તો આખો આવતો બીજું પેલું બચ્ચું તો જોયું તે આવનાર
हाँ अंदर जाएगा
અંદર બધા છે ને પછી બહાર આવે છે
हाँ गयो
આપણે બહાર આવે આ બહુ નજીક છે
क्या अंदर
ये गार्डन भी गार्डन के छोटे छोटे